Good evening, brother. I wanted to film this video because we've all been told that it's childish to impress a woman, that it's cringe to impress a woman. Oh, you're just doing that to impress her. The thing is, with everything in life that we've been told from everyone from a young age, we should question that. Because most likely, if everyone says something is true, then that is true, but it will only get you the results that everyone else has. So it's true for those people, it's true if you want to get those results, but if you want to get other results that are not average, then you shouldn't listen to that. So let me ask you this. For me as a heterosexual man, what do you think my biggest motivation in life is? Simple. Women. Specifically now that I'm in a 5.5-year relationship, almost 5.5 years. It's one woman, it's my girl. And most other heterosexual men have to agree with that as well, right? We're motivated by women. Yes, of course, after some time, like after 2-3 years of working out, you start working out for yourself because you actually enjoy working out now. But in the beginning, you didn't enjoy working out. Everything hurt, you had cramps and everything, right? You were sore after the first leg day. But you did it because you knew it would get you more chances with girls, right? So if you're in a relationship right now, or you want to get into one in the future, do you want your woman to look up to you, to admire you in some ways? Not saying like, men are better than women, because that's not true, quite frankly. But do you want her to, admire you, to be impressed by you? If not, then this video isn't for you. I'm sorry, but this video isn't for you. I want to give you a few lessons that I've learned over the years of being with my girl, and in general over the years of developing myself as a person. I want to start with a story that I recently posted in our community, and many guys got really inspired by that story. So, a recent date with my girl, we went climbing, or indoor bouldering to be more specific. A new bouldering gym opened where we live. We were like, you know what? Let's check this out. Let's see how this goes, right? And to be honest, I haven't been bouldering in months. So I knew I wouldn't be as good as I was once. Also, I've been bulking, so I gained like 5 kilograms since the last time I've been bouldering. So I knew I would be not great. And I also knew from the start, like, my fingers my hands aren't used to bouldering, so they'll hurt. And my forearms, same thing, right? And exactly that happened. After 3 hours of bouldering non-stop, I was done. But there was this one route that I've been battling for 45 minutes. And we need to leave in 5 minutes at this point. We literally have 5 minutes until we have to leave. So I know I have like 2 attempts left, because you have to rest in between attempts, right? And so I rest, and then I try again. I'm like, this is the second to last attempt. I should make this work right here. Because my fingers are hurting, my forearms are pumped to the brim. And so I start, and on the second to last hold, I slip like 2.5 meters off the ground, and I rip my finger open. Start bleeding, and this is the 3rd finger I ripped open that day, but start bleeding, right? And I go to some climbers, like this one was actually bad, the other ones weren't as bad. This one actually started bleeding pretty heavily, so I didn't bring tape because I'm a dumbass. So I went to some other climbers and were like, yo, do you have some tape for me, right? My finger is bleeding, I don't want to put the blood on the holds. And so they gave me tape, right? And I rest again, and I'm like, okay, this is the last attempt now. I rest, I breathe deeply, I visualize the route, and then I start again. The first few moves are quite difficult. I was barely flexible enough to get them. The middle was easy. But then the end was the really tricky part. Because, again, been bouldering for 3 hours, my hands hurt, my fingers hurt. Everyone who's been climbing knows this feeling, right? The next day you can't unlock your phone anymore with the fingerprint because you don't have a fingerprint anymore because you you ripped it off, right? Or like, you didn't rip it off, but like, it's like sandpaper on those climbing holds, right? And so I'm like, okay, last attempt here, right? I'm in the middle of this route. I get further and further up, and then I get to the critical zone where there's one move that I just couldn't do before. And this time I do it. And I'll tell you why I did it. I had more strength because I knew that my girl was watching. I knew that I had pressure because this was the last attempt that I could get on that day, and I knew the other climbers who I just got tape from are also watching. I didn't do this to impress my girl. I didn't do this to impress the other climbers. I did this to impress myself. And that's the first piece of advice I want to give you. Don't do something purely to impress a woman, because most likely if you do that, you'll end up looking like a clown who just does things for the validation of other people, who does things that he normally wouldn't do just because other people will like him more. That's not the way to go, bro. It's not the way to go. Instead, man, there's these drunk kids here again. It's so sad. Like, every time I see these like young drunk people, I'm like, that was me a couple of years ago. I don't drink anymore. Quick side tangent here. Yeah, it's sad to look back at those times, honestly. Not too proud of those times. The thing is, I impressed myself, and I did a thing that aligned to who I want to be. Because years ago, I really struggled with pushing through physical pain, pushing through emotional pain. No one has ever taught me that, to be quite honest. And also struggled like in school, right, with like, I hated maths and I could never really make any progress in maths. I wanted to quit so many times, and I did quit a lot of times back then. Also, all of my friends back then, we all learned to do like flips on the trampoline and like cliff jumping and on the ground. It took me like 2 years from the day where I knew I could get a backflip on the ground to then actually doing it. 2 years! I'm not even kidding, because I was too afraid of doing it. It took me so long that literally the day I finally committed to doing it, I landed the second backflip. And like easily, because I could already do it so easily. I just wasn't mentally strong enough to do it. And so this bouldering thing here really very much aligned to this, right? And today actually I was doing a short little calisthenics workout with my girl, because it's finally getting warm here and we have a calisthenics park outdoors here. And I was pretty much just with my hands jumping from one bar to another and then doing a muscle up on that bar. And the bars were like 1.5 meters, maybe a bit more apart from each other. So you had to like jump, let go, and then catch the bar and then do a muscle up, right? And I impressed myself again. And of course my girl was also impressed by that. But that's not something that I did to impress her. I wanted to do this. This aligned to who I wanted to be. I didn't do this to impress her specifically. So this is the second piece of advice that I want to give you. If you want to do something, do it. And if you have a woman by your side who gets impressed by that, well, great. Perfect. If she doesn't get impressed by it, well, great. You still impressed yourself. You're still proud of yourself. Easy. There will be things that your woman thinks are very impressive, and other things she's be like, oh, that's kind of stupid, right? And maybe the boys will be impressed by you doing that. And now here's the really important thing that I want you to understand. This will give you a whole paradigm shift, what I'm about to say. I didn't do this for her, any of this. I didn't do this to impress her. I did this to impress myself, right? And luckily it also impressed her. The thing is though, I wouldn't have done that without her. Because she pushed me to do these things. by just being there. Just by her presence, she pushed me to do these things. And so this is the thing. With a great woman by your side, and with having a great relationship with that woman, comes you being able to do things that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. It's almost like, it's not really accountability, it's more just, it's empowerment. I think that's the best word here. She empowers you to do things that otherwise you just wouldn't do. Otherwise you'd be like, you know what, it's gonna hurt to do this bouldering route. Like, fuck it, I don't really need to do this. But just because you like subconsciously know, oh, my girl is watching this, and you kind of want to impress her and also want to impress yourself, like I said, you do it. And so you do something that you otherwise wouldn't have done just because there's a girl watching. That's a good thing. If it's something that actually impresses you and that makes you proud of yourself, then it's a good thing. You know, this really is an awesome dynamic to have in a relationship. Just having a woman by your side that pushes you, that empowers you, that makes you go the extra mile, because that also trickles into many other parts of your life, into your work, into your studies if you're still in school. Whatever it is, pushes you. Another example I could give was a friend of mine challenged me like a couple of months ago to run a half marathon because I was kind of in a rut. I have not been running for the last 5 years. Last summer I ran like 20 runs, but that's it. And then he says, just do it, right? I did it. I fucking did it. And one thought that popped into my head over and over again, and it took me 2.5 hours. I'll be completely honest about that. I wasn't fast because I'm not a runner. But I still fucking did it. And it felt great. And one thought that kept me going was, I know that my girl will be proud of me when I tell her that I ran a half marathon. Because she didn't even know that I was running this thing. Sick. Good motivation. So again there, she pushed me. By just her mere presence, she empowered me to do something that otherwise I wouldn't maybe have done, or I would have quit in the middle of it, right? Now, one more thing I'll say here is, everything in life comes back to how you see yourself, your self-image. If you don't think that you're impressive, then no one else will think that you're impressive. Because you're gonna radiate this energy of just, I'm just average, I'm a normal guy, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. That's not a good mindset to have, it's not healthy. And there is a very narrow path between being proud of yourself and being arrogant and thinking that you're better than other people. That's not who I want to be. I just want to be proud of myself. I don't want to even compare myself to other people, because the moment that we think that we are better than other people, we also logically realize that we're worse than other people. The moment we start comparing, there's always a bigger fish, right? And that's not the situation I want to be in. I just literally want to focus on my path and fully focus on that path. Tunnel vision on that path. Don't care about whether I'm better or worse than anyone else. And I'm not perfect at that. I'm 22. What do I know about life, right? I'm not perfect at that at all yet. But I'm getting there. And I want to help you do the same. Because it's really important to have a healthy self-image. And all of what I just shared helps with that, of course. Now, if you are the kind of guy who doesn't just watch YouTube videos, but he actually wants to take action on stuff, if you want to take your relationship to the next level, what you can do is you can join our community. It's completely free, but it's not a Discord server or anything. It's actually a very high quality platform that we're hosting it on. I'm paying money to host this community, even though it's free for you. And what this community is a collective of ambitious, mature men like me, who want to share their lessons, who are not afraid of sharing what they learned about their relationship, not afraid of being vulnerable about their mistakes in their relationship. Men who want to give value to other men. So if that's something that you're interested in, and if you are a man that would be a good fit for this community, because you're not a leech who just takes a few lessons and takes everything for himself but doesn't share lessons to other men, then you can join this community. You can apply to this community, and I will say we're growing quite rapidly right now. The thing is, I'm still commenting on everyone's posts and on everyone's comments and everything right now, but in the future I won't be able to do that. My time is very limited. It's again 9 p.m. when I'm filming this video, also something where I'm pushing myself because usually I would be in bed in 30 minutes. That probably won't be the case today, and that's not good. Sleep is very important, but I wanted to film this video for you. And so yeah, if you want to join that community, you can check that out. Link is in the description for that. And man, make sure that you stay on your path. Make sure that you stay authentic to who you actually are. Or I should rather say that you become authentic to who you actually are, because most likely you are not authentic to who you are. And I'm saying that from experience, because for a long time I have not been authentic to who I am. And still, I'm not 100% there. I'm way further than I've been, but I'm not 100% there. Stay on your lane, don't be a clown, don't do things to impress a girl even though you know that you don't actually want to do this. Do things that make you proud, and if someone else thinks it's great and thinks it's impressive, alright, you've done a good job. I'll see you in our community, check it out, link in the description. Have a good one, man. I'll see you soon. Bye.